Windbreaker fashion video, the first in a while, this time with one of Webtoon's best. She is the first female character we will have had completely analysed in our channel, the girl from Manchester. I present to you how to dress like Shelly. Welcome back to another episode of How to Dress Like, where I will be analysing Shelly from Windbreaker's outfits throughout the series, tell you what she's wearing and how much they cost, and also give some tips on how to dress like her. I feel it's kind of weird and different to go over a girl's body type, but I'll go over it very briefly. As an athlete, Shelly is very fit, with a slim physique, suiting many cyclists. She is drawn very attractively and is seen as beautiful by the entire Webtoon cast. Despite all this, surprisingly, her height is actually not too tall. The Namu Wiki writing her as being 160 centimeters tall, or 5'3" inches. This is about the average height in Korea for young women, and just below the average height for women in the UK. Despite this, andrzxz, as always, draws his characters with the most aesthetically appealing proportions for the type of fits he draws. Although, there are a few tips and tricks that Shelly implements that I will discuss that may help in giving you the look of a girl with a small head and long legs, something sought after in these Korean beauty standards, as you guys all know. And lastly, for her hair, it begins as a very yellow, orange, honey type of blonde, before later turning to more of a platinum blonde. Anyways, let's begin with Shelly's early outfits, which, despite being in andrzxz's inferior art style, has Shelly dripped out. In her very first appearance, we have Shelly in an all-black dress. Long sleeves, miniskirt, sweetheart neckline, and a mesh part on the chest area is how I would describe Shelly's dress. I did do a tiny bit of research to try and get the terminology correct there, so let me know if I got anything wrong. But these are some of the keywords I would look for when trying to buy a dress like Shelly's. This dress from Ted Baker London looked super similar to the one Shelly was wearing, barring the mesh on the chest, selling for about $70 US. Shelly styles this dress with stockings that match the denier, or darkness, of the mesh of the dress. She also styles these with the leopard print stilettos. No ID for those, but I'm sure you can find some if you really want that look. The two bags Shelly is holding are the parts of her outfit I can accurately ID, however. First, her luggage is the Horizon 55 by Louis Vuitton, in the multicolor colorway. This bag retails for about $4,000 from Louis Vuitton. The handbag Shelly has is a Chanel bag, in particular, the large classic handbag. Chanel is a favorite of Shelly's, a brand we will see more of later. Assuming this is the large, this bag retails for about $13,000 US, a hefty price tag for an iconic bag. andrzxz was clearly not shy to display Shelly's affluence, even with the lacking art style. Once again, in Shelly's next outfit, we have her in one of my favorite brands that you know I like, Chrome Hearts. This Chrome Heart zip-up in particular seems to have the fleur-de-lis on the breast, with the classic CH on the bottom right. I found what I believe to be the reference for the zip-up, although I'm not too sure. I found it on the RealReal, sold for $556 US, and Grailed authenticated for $396 US. On the Grailed listing, however, the photos show more of the design, with an extra print on the side of the zip-up that isn't present on Shelly's illustration. Hoodies of this kind can be found on Rincon if you want an alternative that you know is 100% legit, for around $1,300 US for the more popular designs, or lower for the weirder ones. For her backpack, Shelly has, once again, a Chanel bag. This time, Shelly is wearing a graffiti cloth backpack, a relatively rare Chanel bag that was limited in its release and is only sold in secondary markets to my knowledge. This bag was sold on Versataire Collective used for a whopping $15,000 US. Damn, even more than the other Chanel bag. Shelly is a baller and should not be underestimated as one of the biggest flexers and best dressers of the Webtoon, because compared to others in part 1 of the Webtoon, Shelly is showing out. Here, we have Shelly in a plain blue cardigan over her white school button-up. Any plain light baby blue cardigan would work for this look, although buying a premium and thick cardigan will always look better in my opinion than cheaping out on a thinner material one, even though it seems Shelly's one looks kinda thin. This knit cardigan on H&M seems pretty thick and sold for $35 US before it sold out. In her cycling gear, Shelly rocks light blue again, seemingly matching with her Bianchi Super Pista bicycle frames. Here, she is wearing a light blue Nike windbreaker and Adidas short shorts, both pieces easily obtainable for retail. Next, we see Shelly in a camo Supreme cap, one I saw being sold on eBay for $120 US. Cool hat, I guess. Supreme usually releases a bunch of burger hats with different colors and patterns, so you can probably get something similar or better ones for retail in any given season. For Shelly's next outfit, we see her in a white crop top, black leggings, and a super nice Supreme Thrasher collab work jacket. This released in 2015, a super unique piece that is selling for $402 US, authenticated in a size small on Grailed. In Shelly's next fit, she's rocking the Hummingbird Crew jacket with a white t-shirt with sold out written in red on the front. Not too sure what that's about, but this is matched with a white and red Supreme burger cap. A similar hat I found on Grailed, authenticated, is this white camp hat for $72 US. After a white and blue Tripolowski tracksuit, we are shown Shelly in Supreme once again, this time a red box logo. This box logo in particular was luckily re-released last year for fall-winter, the 2023 hoodie selling for around $260 US on StockX. In this fit, where Shelly's in another cardigan, this time a white cardigan with black hearts, she is seen with white Yeezy 350s. A pair of cream 350 V2s are selling on StockX for anywhere upwards of $400 US, although other colors and similar variations are likely to be closer to retail price. In her next outfit with the Hummingbird Crew, Shelly is shown in a black and white Tripolowski and a pair of orange Jordan 1 lows. They look very similar to Shattered Backboards, but look more similar to this orange pair, nicknamed Starfish. These sell on StockX for close to below retail, at about $110 US. Here, we have Shelly in Burberry, the illustrations making it out to be a button-up shirt. A button-up from Burberry that I found costs around $900 US. After what appears to be Shelly in another Burberry button-up, in this case over a black hoodie, we have Shelly in this chill-ass tank top short shorts fit. Shorts being Nike, costing around $30 US. And that's it for Shelly's part 1 and 2 outfits, and I have to say, for a significantly worse art style, Shelly is still stylish as hell for the most part. Her first outfit exudes affluence and class, yet is also super flashy and youthful. Her outfits from then on include expensive luxury brands as well as the hypebeast streetwear brands from the time, all of which adding to her repertoire of outfits. Chanel and Supreme seem to be her standout brands in this part, with the staples Adidas and Nike being worn with them. Soon, in part 3, and especially in part 4, Jeongseok solidifies a certain style for Shelly that is largely repeated in all of her outfits from a certain point onwards, something I'll point out when it comes. In Shelly's first outfit of part 3, she's wearing short shorts, stockings, a red sweater, and an overcoat. This is very clearly a winter fit, the short shorts look being combated with the stocking/leggings as to keep warm while still looking stylish. The overcoat Shelly is wearing is from the brand Canada Goose, a Canadian brand established in 1957 Toronto. Toronto people be like, yo, Crody, she's butters, fam. Yo,
these guys are waste youths, fam. You're a good youth, fam. You guys are a good youth, eh?
Bruh. A military green Canada Goose jacket that looks super similar to the one Shelly is wearing retails for about $1,300 US. In this fit, Shelly is wearing a grey crewneck, red Adidas tracksuits, and some Jordan 3s. The Adidas joggers retail for about $50 US, and the Jordan 3 pure whites listed on StockX for quite a high price, but on Grailed and eBay, listed for a lot closer to retail. Shelly's next fit we have her in is light blue skinny jeans and a Supreme hoodie. Specifically, this is the Supreme Classic logo two-tone hoodie in red. I couldn't find any listings for this exact hoodie, but I did find some Grailed listings for this hoodie in 2 different colors, both selling for about $150 US. I did find one on Depop for about the same price, although buyers beware. With Depop, always legit check yourselves as there's no real authenticity measures to keep fakes off the platform. Anyways, for Shelly's next outfit, we have Shelly in a miniskirt, white button-up, and pink cardigan. Shelly wears this pink cardigan a lot. A very good look, super comfortable yet chic. This cardigan is a Golf Le Fleur Lacoste collab. Golf, if you do not already know, being the fashion label of one of the best artists of our era, Tyler the Creator. This cardigan is oversized and fluffy, giving a trendy and unique look. It is a pastel pink as well, giving a super clean look, which is very synonymous with Tyler's Igor looks, which was right around the time this cardigan was released. This was released retail for about $200 US, but on Grailed, I found a listing for a size medium for $386 US. Shelly's next outfit we're ever in is the same mini skirt, white button-up, and a sweatshirt. This sweatshirt is, once again, that super clean look, this time with a big Nike swoosh. This is the Nike and Supreme swoosh sweater. A listing on Grailed, authenticated, selling for $405 US. This was the only size I could find on Grailed for this colorway. On StockX, the listings being absurdly more priced that I just wait and hope someone lists one on Grailed in your size, rather than paying like triple on StockX. In this outfit, and in a few other outfits, Shelly is wearing a jacket, or cardigan, that has a smiley face on the breast. To be honest, I don't really know what brand it is. The closest familiar brand I could think of was Cactus Plant Flea Market, a dope-ass American brand that has had so many collaborations over the past few years. I found this fluffy work-type jacket that kinda looks similar, although listed for $2,500 US. Yeah. Justin Bieber's Drew brand also uses the smiley face motif, but has the mouth replaced with the word Drew, so not too similar there. Here, once again, we see Shelly in a blue button-up with the same smiley face, so I'm gonna assume it's not likely CPFM, and probably a pin she's just attaching to her cardigan. Out of all the pins, the Chanel brooch catches my eye as the only thing I recognize. I found a super similar brooch that was already sold on eBay for 550 quid, or about $700 US. For this fit, with the oversized orange button-up, it exemplifies a styling technique that Shelly uses often. I'll talk about it in a later, cooler example, but for now, just look at Shelly's proportions and the use of the rule of thirds. Anyways, here Shelly is wearing some Balenciaga speed sneakers, or sock shoes, which retail for about $850 US. Here we can see the trend continue. Short skirt, white button-up, and a sweatshirt. Now, I do believe a lot of these fits end up this way because Shelly is putting these sweatshirts over her school uniform, but regardless, these fits do look nice for a multitude of reasons. The short skirts, or short shorts, styled with a longer oversized sweatshirt or jacket, give a very aesthetically appealing look, where her legs look longer and her proportions are better divided. This is different to the previous fit with the orange button-up, but I'll get onto that one later. Anyways, in this fit, we see Shelly wearing an Essentials by Fear of God knitted. These knitteds range from $150 US to $300 US depending on the Grailed listing. For her sneakers, an exact match was kind of hard for me to identify, although the Nike Initiators look like a pretty solid match. These shoes selling retail for about $90 US. They also do kind of look like these Air Max 98s, but I think the Nike Initiators are a closer match. After this red sweater fit, where we see Shelly wearing the same Chanel backpack she wore in part 1 of the webtoon, we see Shelly in, once again, the pink Lacoste golf cardigan, with their school uniform underneath it. Very cute outfit, and a very easy outfit to replicate for yourself. These sneakers could also be anything once again. The closest idea I could get being these Nike Invincible 3s. A different pair of these selling for a retail for about $120 US. In this fit, short shorts, Nike orange windbreaker, and white t-shirt, we see Shelly rocking some high Panda Dunks. Panda Dunks retailing for about $110 US, but online for me, currently on sale for $66 US. Pretty good steal in my opinion. Oof, this hoodie is so fire, once again styled with a short skirt. This is the Vetements Europe hoodie, a listing on Grailed, previously priced at $1,307 US. Amazing though. After Jay gets his riz going with the classic Cabe Don, Shelly's outfit, after that orange Nike windbreaker, is this olive-colored North Face coat jacket. Like I've said before, with short shorts, even in the rain. This windbreaker is actually a collaboration between Supreme and North Face. This jacket currently selling on Farfetch for $500 US. Somewhere along the line, Shelly also wore this Balenciaga backprint hoodie, the only listing I could find being on this Canadian consignment store which had them listed for $445 US. For Shelly's last part 3 fit, she pays homage to her debut outfit, allowing us to get a better look at the details of the original dress. Might I say,
give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Just give it! Damn!
Anyways, here Shelly has the Horizon 55 suitcase, this time in the normal monogram canvas material. Super dope outfit, and it's just amazing to compare the early Windbreaker art to the new. Showing off his art style even further, JeongSuk's first proper outfit in part 4 we see Shelly in is just amazing. Firstly, for the general styling, this is what I was alluding to with the orange Windbreaker fit. Here, we have Shelly tucking in her singlet, pulling up her Nike sweatpants to be high-waisted. This once again gives Shelly the appearance of longer legs, and looks even better with her oversized jacket. This gives a super pleasing cohesion, using the rule of thirds to give good looking proportions, whilst also being super comfortable and effortless. For the jacket, we have Shelly in a super nice quilted jacket by Piece Minus One, G-Dragon's fashion brand. I couldn't find any listings for this jacket, the only one I could find being this Vietnamese reseller who listed it for $522 on his website. On the jacket, Shelly personalized it with a Chanel brooch, another little flair of personality that Shelly expresses in her outfits. This is a cool thing to draw upon in your own outfits. Maybe adding brooches to your jackets, especially if you're a female. Or for a more unisex styling for male and female looks, the fitted hats with your own choice of pins is what I would most likely relate it to my personal style to Shelly's. Also the gibbets for Crocs, but I don't own any Crocs, so I don't really know for myself. For her sneakers, Shelly is wearing the Jordan 3 Koreas, a super expensive shoe that resells on StockX for ludicrous pricing, from $1,500 to up to $10,000. Bear in mind, these are just StockX listings, so it really is only worth however much someone is willing to pay, but still. Even on Grailed, one of the only listings I found was this authenticated pair in a size 10.5 for $5,000. Madness, especially when considering these are the shoes that Jay gifted Shelly by painting over them.
Bruh.
But hey, wear your sneakers. I always live by this. Once again, bringing it back to her part 1 ways, here we have Shelly in a chrome heart zip up, styling it once again with short shorts. This proves the intentional styling by JeongSuk for Shelly's use of short shorts and miniskirts. Styling with the Korean 3s, here we have what Rincon describes as the ARM logo print zip up. But to be honest, can really be described as like the scroll hoodie, as there's a chrome scroll on the breast and on the back. Anyways, this is listed on Rincon for 180,000 Japanese yen, or about $1,200. For Shelly's next outfit, and damn, another banger jacket, jeez. This is the Nigo Louis Vuitton collaboration red checkered fleece jacket. This was a part of Louis Vuitton's collection, seeing Virgil Abloh and Nigo collaborate for the second time for LV. Nigo, for those who don't know, is the creator of Bape, co-creator of Billionaire Boys Club, and the now current artistic director for Kenzo, a true legend of streetwear and fashion. Anyways, this jacket was listed on Grailed, one in a size extra small but without the authentication badge for $2,300, and one in extra large authenticated for $2,880. Once again, typical Shelly styling. Such a good look. In this fit, we see Shelly in a comfortable little essentials fleece, the polar half zip. This has a fluffy, snug look. This was sold for retail for about $150, and is seeing resale prices on Grailed for $140. For this next fit, we got Shelly in another fire chrome zip up. This zip up, that Rincon has as the back arch logo print, is listed for 220,000 Japanese yen, or $1,400. Fire zip up. And again, banger after banger. To some, they may not have noticed when they read it initially, but this is a different chrome zip up. This is the Rolling Stone zip up, a super clean zip up that has the Rolling Stones tongue on the left breast, floral cross design on the sleeves, and the Rolling Stones tongue with the chrome heart horseshoe on the back. A super unique piece that is semi-rare to find in the wild. On Rincon, this was sold, I'm assuming a while ago before many price increases from Rincon, for 135,000 Japanese yen, or $850. Speeding up some of the simpler fits, here we have a Nike windbreaker, Korea 3s, cardigan fit, and this jean shorts grey windbreaker combo that sees Shelly wearing pink dunk lows that sell for around $200 on StockX. Now in Japan, Shelly's outfit for this arc was her jean short shorts jacket combo, this time with a red Celine track jacket. This track jacket sells for about $1,500 on Mr. Porter. A really nice track jacket, but damn, is that expensive. This really is the epitome of Shelly's outfits. The short shorts, jacket combo occurring once again without the influence of the school uniform. Her legs looking long. Her last outfit, other than her in biking gear, is this short shorts Stussy white shirt combo. Stussy shirts retailing for about $40 US. But yeah, that's about it for all of Shelly's outfits. An emphasis on short shorts, mini skirts, mixed with oversized jackets is the key to style like Shelly. A quite simple concept that works for most, daring enough to show off basically their entire leg. However, this does work for short, tall, and everything in between. I mean, if you're short, your legs look longer, and if you're tall, I mean, you can always wear slightly longer shorts if you don't want your legs to be too long. But yeah, keeping in mind the rule of thirds is important and present with basically all the female characters in Windbreaker. A lot more present than the males, who usually wear just oversized tees. As a little bonus, here's Kaneshiro, who is rocking a super long coat over a tank top and sweatpants. Here, she tucks her tank into her high-waisted sweatpants, once again giving that good look while also having that Bozuzuku type jacket over the whole thing. Her necklace is what I can certainly ID, a Goros pendant. One Goros pendant that looks super similar on Rinkan are priced at 230,000 Japanese yen or around $1,500 US. Kaneshiro having that subtle if you know flex. But yeah, that is how to dress like Shelly. If you enjoyed this video, my identification of her pieces, and little tips on how to style like her, then please like and subscribe. Who do you want to see next? I have humongous plans for the next coming months. I'm doubling down on YouTube, taking big risks and gambling for the channel. Please keep up with it and support it for the algorithm. Trust me, we're going to be expanding beyond anything anyone in this space has seen. The Lookism space, or webtoon space. Much love to everyone who supports my content. Seriously appreciate it. Bye!